Hey guys, I'm the Coaster Keat, and welcome to Will You Press the Button? Now, this is a game that's very similar to Would You Rather, except instead of choosing between two scenarios, you're essentially choosing if you're going to do a scenario. I really liked Would You Rather. This is the kind of the other flip side of the same coin, so let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So the first question we have is, you can be a hero and save a city, but you will have to take your own life. Now, this, I would say, absolutely. One, because it's my life we're talking about, but two, because if you have a situation where it's one, for the good of the many, you should pretty much always do for the good of the many at that point. It's just kind of a numbers thing. More lives is better than less lives, so this is, I feel, a decision that could safely be, programmed in, like when we were doing Moral Machine, how there was that kind of aspect of, of the programming a self-driving car to make these decisions. I feel like it's a safe thing to have these decisions be made in the name of more people surviving. So we're going to go ahead and say yes to that. We will push the button. I'm surprised at how many selfish people there are here. 57% of people did not push this button, which means a majority of people were not willing to sacrifice themselves, and I kind of get it, because you know your own life better than anyone else's, and you could argue that there could be other people to save the city, but, if you have that choice to take it into your own hands and just save everyone, I would do it. You should save the people. You should be the advocate for people. You shouldn't just sit back and relax and watch people die if you can help it. So, yeah. Alright, you understand quantum numbers immediately, but your teacher forces you to teach that one kid and never gets it or doesn't even work. Also, your grade depends on how well they do. Oh no. That's a horrible situation. That would be so hard. I barely understand the idea of quantum numbers, other than the fact that I'm sure it's this very high up physics term. And it would be really cool to know that. And I don't mind teaching other people. So the first half of this is not horrible. But the second half, your grade depends on how well they do. Oh my gosh, that's painful. You would have to strap them down to a chair and be like, you are going to learn these quantum numbers or else. And even then, they could just start avoiding you. There's no way this kid is going to learn. So essentially what this question is you can learn something, but you will fail the class because of that kid. And honestly, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna press the button because it's better to know something, and that matters more than the grade in the class. And I can tell you I wouldn't have said that before, but moving forward, we're going into the new year with a new attitude. It's what you know and what you learn that matters, not how you're graded, no matter how much it will hurt to get that F once that kid just inevitably skips the day of the test. Oh, that hurts so bad, but we're gonna press the button. Ooh, interesting. Again in the minority, but that's not quite... I expected a much bigger minority here. I expected that a ton of people would be like, no, I'm not dealing with that kid. That kid's a problem. So I'm kind of a bit proud of our group here. Even though we're in the minority, it's a strong minority. It's barely a minority. So very proud of you. Alright, you get your dream job and make a ton of money, but it will take 10 years of constant work and study to get there. Yeah. Yeah. How many years am I in? Do you count high school? Middle school is harder for me than high school. So what, I'm 3.5 years into the 10? Yeah, I do it, of course. That's the track I'm on right now. Yeah, everyone did that, because that is how our society works. That is what we are used to, and that is what we strive for. And the fact that you can do that and be guaranteed your dream job and guaranteed a ton of money, that's just the ideal situation. And yes, 10 years is a lot of time, but it's doable. It's very doable. So yeah, most people chose that. You can make your own Playboy and make millions, but you can only hire old ladies. I'm just not gonna profit off of that industry. That's just not something I'm gonna do. We're just gonna stay far, far away from that. Yeah. Alright. You can modify your body as you wish, apart from the length of your nails, but you can never cut any of your nails, so you just have super long nails, but you can otherwise look however you want. So there's two aspects to this. One is, of course, you have the image you want. Two is you can be a shapeshifter or a shape changer. As long as you find a way to hide the stupid length of your nails, you can just go undercover everywhere and no one will ever be able to, like, tell who you are. Because you just change your face, you change everything, you'd be the ultimate secret detective. And loophole, gruesome loophole, just as a warning, but loophole, if you cut off your hands, it doesn't say you can't cut off your hands, it just says you can't cut your nails. If you cut off your hands, then you could just get robotic hands or something akin to that, like, placed in, and now you can go around and, you know, you're just the ultimate spy. So I'm gonna go ahead and press this button. I'll take that. Pretty even split. 52% did and 48% did not. And I just want to make this clear, this isn't because of my own personal image or anything, because I don't really care that much. It's more about the superpower aspect of it, because if there's ever an opportunity to be a superhero, then I will probably take it. That was the other part of the question where it's like, you sacrifice yourself. Like, you're a hero. You'll get statues made of you. People will know your name for long periods of time, and you will be known as a good person, and that's just awesome. So anyway, the hero aspect and the things you could do with it just are too cool for me. Alright, you will save thousands if you press the red button, but you will die afterwards. Well, this is just the same scenario, but with spelling that I did, apparently. So, yeah, we're pressing the button. I still don't understand how. What people are going into this and they're like, I'm gonna save thousands of people, but screw it, I want to live. It's like, no, you should. It doesn't matter who they are. Let's be frank. It doesn't matter if this is like the elderly. It doesn't matter if this is prisoners. It doesn't matter if this is homeless. The fact that you're saving lives is just better. And you can argue with me about the fact that if you like save 1,000 prisoners' lives, what if they were all on death row anyways? It gets tougher and tougher to reason out. But here's the thing, if even one of those people could have the potential to go on and do something more, of the thousands that you save, then it's worth it. Like, especially if 2 people do that, like, definitely worth it, because that's better than your one life. And I go to also seeing something like, what if you were an extremely important person? And I know that some of you will argue, I'm going to say, like, what if you were the president of the United States? And some of you are going to be like, well, they should just die anyway. Well, let's just say you're the president of the United States, so you're this very important person. There's a lot of people that could get hurt if you go down. I still think at that point that thousands of people are still more important. This only changes, I'm just digging myself a hole, this only changes once there are scenarios where more lives will be lost if yours is than you would save. And when I bring up the presidential scenario, that can happen because you've got things like conflicts, outside conflicts and such, where soldiers are, and that could cause more deaths to happen. So only if you're in one of those situations is this even a choice. But the thing about this question is it's asking me, it's saying specifically, you will do this and you will die afterwards, and I, as an individual in society, am relatively unimportant. I have done nothing, and maybe I'll go on to do something in society, but if I died tomorrow, my family would miss me, my friends would miss me, but the world would not miss me, and other people would not die. So that's just out of the question. Alright, the world becomes a utopia, but you die and your worst enemy is recognized as the hero when you are seen as the villain. Okay, so this specifically pits the two things that I said were always against each other, which is interesting, because I said I would always choose the option where I was a hero, and I said I would always save the most people, and if it's a utopia, that would probably save the most people. So then it just comes down to, is it more important to me to be the hero? Is it more important to me for people to be saved? Well, I would say it's more important for people to be saved. Now, I could make the argument that this utopia, if it was run by my worst enemy, would not actually be all that great. It might be enslaving people or something. I don't know. It could be horrible. It could be terrible. But by definition, a utopia. Let's just go to Google real quick. What is a utopia by definition? Where everything is perfect. If everything is going to be perfect, then I'm okay being the villain. I'm with a strong minority on that one. Ooh, that's a strong minority. 37% agree with me and 63 don't. Do you guys really hate being hated that much? I mean, it would suck, but first of all, you're dead. And it's better for the entire world to be in a utopia than it is for you to be alive, in my opinion. So, yeah. Alright. Do a few more and then we'll end this. You are the greatest artist of all time in any medium, and your work is cherished long after you die, but nobody recognizes your genius during your lifetime. Well, this is a scenario that a lot of artists have to face now, isn't it? So many artists have dealt with this, and it's so sad because just thinking about it, like, you put all your time and effort and you literally spend your entire life doing this one thing and you get literally nothing for it. Everyone probably thinks you're kind of a bum because you're just sitting at home drawing and no one cares about what you're drawing. But then the second you die, that's when everyone comes to realize that you were truly an amazing artist. And man, what I'm gonna go to for this question is your kids, your legacy, because you've already, I'm gonna say that in this question you've ruined your own life. Essentially, you've spent your entire life, you weren't very productive except for with your art, which is now extremely appreciated, and now all of your kids will get to make revenue off of your art, which sounds horribly capitalistic, but stick with me. Your kids will be able to make money off of your art, and that money will go to making sure that them and their kids and the kids after that get good educations at colleges. They don't have to worry about anything like that. They can just go and live their lives, and your art, and they can know that their grandparent or whatever was this super good artist. And it's also a good motivational message because they will be encouraged to keep doing what they love to do, because they'll have that hope that even after they pass on, maybe someone will come and see the value that they saw in their art. And I think just for that, that message alone, that's great. And I also think that for the greatest artist, you would know how good your work was, and it would be so frustrating to not have anyone else appreciate it, but you would love what you were doing. You would love every second of it. And I'm willing to spend my life loving what I do, even if it means that no one else does until I'm gone. So, yep, 61%, strong majority with us. Okay. You're blind, but I just love the way this is phrased. You can hear as good as a bat, smell as good as a dog, and have a voice like Beyonce. Why did you bring Beyonce into this? Why is this a thing? Why is it hear as good as a bat and smell as good as a dog? That is just such an odd thing. But, again, this is essentially the superhero thing, right? Bats when they say hear as good as a bat, do they mean the sonar? And I think they do. They must mean the sonar, because I think so. Echolocation. Okay, yeah. Echolocation is based on hearing. That's what I was trying to find out. So you can see with your hearing, and you can smell really well, and for some reason you can sing very well, and I'm not sure why that's included in this package. But the thing is, I don't know if this would be good enough for me, because I really like seeing. And even if you can see, like, with sound, I really like being able to see. So I'm going to say this might be one of our few I will nots in this video. Yeah, with 55% of people did not. Alright, you became the hero you always wanted to be, born from your desire and daydream, and will succeed in your quest. But your story is long, difficult, and full of woe, climaxing in an incredibly agonizing death. Absolutely. Yes. This is what I want with my life. Me and 53% of people completely are all in it for that agonizing death and horribleness, as long as we can be that hero. This is just the plot of like most of my dreams, especially from when I was a little kid. They would go like this. I would have all my superpowers and have all my friends and be going out to defeat evil, and then the second I got to evil, something turned. Like, it was either the villain captured my friends or the villain captured me or something, and then someone would always die and it would all end in tragedy, and then usually it would end with me dying either by a malfunction of my own powers or by sacrificing myself for the greater good. So you can see where these answers are coming from my dreams. But yes, I would do that 100%. Okay, the last question. Since we brought up presidents, I think it's fitting that this ended up here. You're now the president of the United States of America, but you have to deal with all the difficult problems that come with it and the limits of your own power. So I would say that at this point in time, I should not be president of the United States at this point of time. Maybe there will be some point where I would be qualified, but right now, I don't know enough about foreign policy. I don't know enough about the country policy to do this. And I am getting a law major because I want to know these things. But I do not feel secure in taking a job, especially one as important as that, without the qualifications. I feel like I'd run the country into the ground, and I am not willing to do that to the people, so I will not. And I am with 55% of people on that. Okay, hold on. That's going to be the last one for me. Let me go ahead and find one for the rest of you. Here's a good one, because I like the superhero ones, and I hope you guys do too. Here we have the question, or the button. You can teleport anywhere and anytime, but you can't run. Answer this in the comments below. If you did with the last video, thank you so much. If you do in this video, thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind of dynamics that we have and the participation when we can get it. So let me know in the comments below if you would press this button where you would be able to teleport anywhere and anytime, but you would not be able to run. And I'm going to add, you can't walk either. Just to make this a little bit more fair, you have no use of your legs, effectively. You can, like, sit down and they're still there, but you can't walk or run or jump or do anything like that. So, answer in the comments below, and thank you all so much for watching. If you like this, like the video so I know to make more of them. If you didn't like this, go ahead and just leave, and that's fine. Thanks for watching anyway. If you want to see more of this, you can also subscribe, and I am planning on doing more of these Will You Press the Button and Would You Rather videos, because I do enjoy the scenarios and thinking them through, so look forward to more of that in the future. Anyways, I hope that you all soar high and enjoy your ride of life. Bye!